So here's some truth about me. I am 33 years old. I've been transitioning for exactly 10 months on hormones and about a year and 4 months total. And I have come out as transgender to my entire family, and I am proud to be transgender. I basically have told everybody about myself at work and everywhere, and I've done so in a very fearless manner because I am tired of lying and I want people to know me for the real me. They want them to know me for who I am. And so I've done so in this last year and a half, and I have to say I have never been happier. There's a lot of very surprising things that I was never very aware of before transition. One of those things was the way people view somebody like myself. And because I have a different viewpoint on it, because I am transgender, I view me differently than they do. When I go into the bathroom and when I wasn't out passing, people were looking at me as if I was going to reach up underneath the stalls, glance underneath, go up and touch them or their children. I'm I'm sorry, that does not happen. I go in, I do my business, I leave after I wash my hands, which I hope other people are washing their hands too. But I'm not there doing anything wrong. I just need to use the restroom. I've heard all kinds of things and it just kills me. I've heard that we do this for masturbatory reasons. I hear we do this for fetish reasons. I hear that we are doing this just because we want to fool men into, straight men into having sex with us. I have heard that I am doing changing my body just so that I can have more gay sex. Each one of these things, amongst many others, because that's just the tip of the iceberg, are false. They are not true. They couldn't be further from the truth. Somebody doesn't just go someday wake up and say, hey, I'm going to change my body into a girl's body. Somebody who changes their body is legit. They mean business. They mean business because they have an inner turmoil that would lead them there. They mean business because that is who they are, and they need to align their body with their mind. It's as simple as that. I've had people walk up to me on the street and ask me if I'm pre-op or post-op, and I just sit back and look at them like, excuse me? I don't ask you about your genitalia. I don't ask you what you plan on doing with it. I don't ask where it's been, what you like to do with it in the bedroom with somebody else. I don't ask you your sexual orientation. Yet these are the questions that a transsexual woman is asked, and I have experienced that in my transition. I've learned very tactful ways to deal with this because I want to be able to educate the world on this, but I also want to put people in their place at the same time. They need to know that they are overstepping their bounds by going and trying to dive into my personal life. It is none of their business. The truth is, being raised Mormon, I prayed and prayed for me to subdue this thing inside of me, and it never went away. Years and years of self-hatred and wishing that I was dead and that feeling like I was worthless, all for nothing. And now, in my later years, I've come to acknowledge who I am and finally learn to accept it. And I finally feel like I love my body. I finally feel connected to myself. I finally feel a sense of overwhelming joy when I look into the mirror. And I finally feel like I am not lying to everybody that I see anymore. I feel like I am being real. And I feel like people finally see me for who I am. Truly an amazing thing to have. And one of the main things that I see that people do is they don't look at me like I'm a person. And I just want to say something really quickly about that because this is the truth. I have 6 children. I have a job. I am starting another, business on my own. I'm an entrepreneur. I have family. I have friends. I have cousins. I have aunts. I have uncles. I have people who legitimately love me for who I am and who will sacrifice themselves for me because they know I am a good person. This is the truth. This is who I am. I'm not some abnormal or subpar or something you step on or walk on, I'm treading under your foot. I am a person with feelings and thoughts and ideas, and I have the ability to change the world just as much as you do. There comes a point for every transgender person where they have to walk through the fire. And that's the most telling part. When you start having to go through difficulties of losing family members and people turning their backs on you, and you losing your religion or whatever happens to you, if you're not really transgender, you will turn around and go back to living as a man. Me, on the other hand, I've gone through a tremendous amount, so much that I can't really name it in this very short video, but I can say this, that right now I'm presently walking through the fire, and I will walk through a hell of a lot more to be myself, because this is real, because it's here, it's now, and it is truth. I'm lucky to have waded through the self-doubt and the self-hate and all the horrible things that us trans girls go through, trying to figure ourselves out and trying to get to a place of peace. I am lucky to have gone this far, and I know I can go the distance. Now it's about reaching out, it's about educating, about being proud of who I am and not slinking into a corner and hiding away from the world. I'm proud to be transgender, and I will fly that flag to the day I die. I have nothing to hide from. I am who I am, and nature is amoral. It made me the way I am, and there is nothing that I can do about it, and I am proud to be me. I'm proud to have overcome what I have overcome. I'm proud to be where I presently am, and I'm proud to be heading in a beautiful, wonderful, and very natural direction. This is not abnormal. This is very normal. This is not something that makes me a subpar individual. No, in fact, this makes me a very great individual, because you cannot exercise or you cannot build a muscle unless you exercise it. And this is essentially what's happening to me. I've had a lot of words really stick with me over the years, and my grandfather once pulled me aside and said, "You know what's happening to you, right?" And I looked at him curious and said, "What do you mean?" He says, "You're having the heat turned up on you. Do you know how to refine gold?" And I said, "No, how do you do that?" He says, "You turn up the heat." Life is difficult, and it's going to purify me, it's going to mold me into something beautiful, and I have to say that I'm prepared for that now. Now that I know who I am, there is no turning back. I am a powerhouse girl, I am transsexual, and this is why I transitioned, because I am going to live my life. That is my truth.